Blah! That's horrible. Don't do that.
Everybody in this book just needs serious therapy. Out of all of the really bad ideas that I've had in my life, this one might be the worst. I decided that I was gonna read After for the first time. Now, if you don't know what After is, it is a very popular book series that has since been traditionally published, but was originally published as a One Direction AU fanfiction on Wattpad. AU standing for Alternate Universe, which means that this book didn't necessarily follow the lives of the One Direction members or have them do things that they could potentially do in real life. However, their likeness was used in this story, which makes it a fanfiction. So the male main character, the love interest in this book, Hardin Scott, that is in fact supposed to be Harry Styles. I saw a rumor somewhere that Harry Styles has a restraining order against the author of the After books. Don't know if that's true or not. I actually tried to read After once before. I tried to read the version that's on Wattpad. So cringy. The first chapter was very much giving, my name is your name and I have blue orbs and I threw my hair up in a messy bun and walked downstairs and my mom had sold me to One Direction to buy drugs. I'm gonna start off listening to the audiobook. That's gonna be interesting too because, you know, I don't tend to listen to audiobooks. And I especially am not a super huge fan of listening to spicy book on audiobooks, so this is just a bad idea all around. So I'm listening to the audiobook of After, and I just cannot stop giggling about the fact that Hardin Scott is supposed to be Harry Styles. So my brain is like flip-flopping between picturing the guy who plays Hardin Scott in the movies versus picturing Harry Styles in the era in which this book series was written. And just like thinking about somebody writing Harry Styles saying these things is ridiculous. I'm not very far into it yet, but it's not good. It's not good. I wrote some notes down because I wanted to remember some of my thoughts. The main character, she's wearing Toms to a party. So Hardin Scott is described as being like this tatted dude. Also, I cannot seem to figure out what year he's in. Like if he's a freshman or if he's a sophomore, because it just is never said. He's in the same class as Tessa, but also he lives in a frat house, but also somehow he's been in the frat house since he started school, even though like that's really not how frats work. All that to say, how in the world does a college student have A, enough money, and B, enough time to be as tatted as Hardin Scott is described to be? Tessa came to college, only brought some clothes and a blanket. That's it? That's all you brought to college? To live in a dorm on campus? You brought some clothes and a blanket. Did you bring a pillow? Did you bring sheets? Did you bring shoes? Did you bring anything that you might need on a daily basis? The prose of this book is very weird. It's very weird. This is bad. So yes, this is a Harry Styles fanfiction, but it also includes all of the other boys of One Direction as well. When the author made her changes to be able to publish this book, because obviously she couldn't use their names, she just changed their names to something that shares the first letter of their name. So like the main guy, his name is Hardin. He's Harry Styles, obviously. And then there's another guy, his name is Zed. Meant to be Zayn, of course. Nate is Niall. The only thing is that, you know, Louis and Liam, they start with the same letter. And there's two characters. So the two L names are Landon and Logan. So is my crazy showing if I say that the way that I figured out which was which one was supposed to be Louis and which one was supposed to be Liam, was because in the book, Landon has a girlfriend named Dakota. And I remembered that during the era of One Direction in which this book was probably written, Liam Payne was dating a girl named Danielle, who was a dancer. Is that crazy? Anyways, spoiler alert, Hardin said he loves Tessa. I'm sorry. What? How? There is literally not one single thing that you've done in this whole book that has given me the idea that you love her. I can't with them. And they're being so dumb. So dumb. And the amount of times that Tessa says that she needs to get some air when she's already outside is dumb. Why did there need to be 3 more books after this one? But I'm like 75% of the way through. When I tell you that this book has literally just been a constant cycle of them fighting, saying horrible things about each other, making each other cry or get drunk in Hardin's case for no reason, and then not even apologizing for what they said, and then having sex and then making up, and then literally the next day fighting again. Like, I am not joking. It's like a never-ending cycle. I can confidently say that this is the spiciest book I have ever and will ever read in my entire life. Are you serious? At work? Really? Haven't you been there like less than a week? The timeline of this book makes 0 sense.
Blah! That's horrible. Don't do that.
Tessa, are you being serious? You mean to tell me you're gonna move in with this man? This boy who is of a nondescript age. You've known him 2 months. In those 2 months, there have not been 2 consecutive days where you guys are on good terms. He gets mad at you when you ask him about his day. You want to subject yourself to more of that by moving in with him? Not to mention how extremely dangerous that is. Moving in with a man who's literally a stranger to you. And if you get hurt as a result of it, which obviously you are, because there's 3 more books after this, because I desperately need to read more of these 2 idiots. I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. I currently have about 10% left in the audiobook. Everybody in this book just needs serious therapy. Am I enjoying this book? No, it's really frustrating me more than I'm enjoying it. Also, there's no reason that this book needs to be that long. This book is like 582 pages long, and tell me why it's one of the shorter books in the series. It's literally just like the same scene on repeat the entire time. Like, somebody does something that is really pretty reasonable, the other person flips out, and now they're fighting again. And then like 2 days later, it's like, I thought you were different. I thought you changed. 2 days later, it's like they just kiss and make up and pretend that nothing happened. Genuinely, what about this caused it to be the worldwide sensation that it was? Because this book is terrible, and I'm not having a good time. It's a little while later. I finished listening to After. Like, girl, why are we entertaining this? Like, no ma'am, we don't need that business. Anyways, then I immediately started listening to After We Collided, which is longer than After. I am now 41% of the way through the book. I'm currently listening at 2.65 times speed. Let me say it again. Therapy. Therapy. If anybody knew about therapy, this book would be about 10 pages long. That is how reading or listening to After We Collided makes me feel. I'm currently 72% of the way through this book. And I swear, not one single character in this book has ever made a good decision in their entire life. Reading this is pure torture. To finish listening to After We Collided. That was horrible. That was horrible, and there's still 2 more books left. I ain't gonna make it through those 2 books now. I think I'd literally jump off a bridge. We'll have to save those for another time. All that being said, this was not a fun time. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Not sure why people like this book. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoy this type of content. I'm not sure if I want you to enjoy it because this hurts my heart. Comment down below the worst book that you've read recently and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content in the future. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.